I confronted wife on one of her suspicious Snapchat texts. Need help. M, 34, recently married. This may not fall under the traditional definition of cheating, but need help. Was chilling with wife who was showing me her Snapchat chats where she mistakenly opened a chat from one of the guys she is in touch with on Discord, texting her no kiss. I confronted her about this and she said that the guy was just a friend and they used to flirt occasionally in the past and it was hard to put a stop to it immediately. I asked her if I could read their chats on Discord. There were two guys she was talking to. She mentioned about the second guy when I confronted her after that Snapchat text, and I asked to read the chats with him too. There were no sexts, but the guys were really simps, asking her for her photos and flirting with her. She would not flirt back with one, but would lead them on and did send a kiss emoji to the other, basically didn't seem to mind getting hit on by other guys. I absolutely do not buy about not being able to put a hard stop on this, 3 months into the marriage and 8 months of engagement prior to that. And she'd text him back with lines that she never did with me too. I am hurt but also really surprised. She hasn't cheated conventionally so to speak, but this feels like a betrayal. My wife was upset and wanted me to vent out my emotions and talk to her, but quite frankly I'm still trying to absorb what's happened and just left home needing some time to myself. I was looking forward to this marriage for years after having struggled to find a match, and I get this 3 months into the marriage. I'm sorry if this doesn't fit the classical definition of cheating, but I honestly don't know how to navigate through this. And what to do next? Please advice. Update 1. Thank you so much everyone for your responses. I have been an outside observer of this group for quite a while but never thought I'd ever need to post here. I will be confronting with her later today or maybe tomorrow, depending on my frame of mind, and draw clear boundaries. It'll be a warning for now, but I'll keep an eye on how things go. All th best to me. And thank you to everyone who have contributed to this post. Glad to have such a forum. Much appreciated and sorry if I missed replying to anyone here. Update 2. We spoke and it was a lengthy conversation, of course. She said that she was sorry and there were no excuses. Said that she needed validation, which stemmed from her past relationships and that she had probably not registered our marriage. I gave her conditions if she really wanted to move forward with this marriage, if she was serious about it, including breaking any contact with the guys. She has agreed and will try to earn my trust back. I will wait and watch. Honestly, I do not know how much time will it take to get things to normal, if it will ever, but it is what it is. I am willing to give her another chance, so let's wait and watch. Thank you so much everyone for your perspectives and advice. Hoping that this will be a new start. Confession 2. I'm starting to think I'm crazy for suspecting my dad. For years, I've been trying to understand the relationship between me and my dad. It's been complicated, and I don't want to be a bitch, but at the same time, I haven't felt completely safe around him at certain points of life, and it has taken a lot of work just to be able to stand my ground, figure things out, and separate myself from him emotionally. Before I go into details, I want to say that I don't want to put him in jail or unnecessarily ruin his life. I just need closure. He used to be very harsh with me, expecting me to behave and work perfectly. He's locked me out for short amounts of time when I was age 7 and 9. He often used to threaten to send me away. He refused to let me attend school till I was in my mid or late teens, but at the same time, he was very loving. He tolerated a lot of attitude from me. In my teens, he apologized for the things he did wrong when I was a child. 10 months back, I tried to set my list of chores because I didn't want him to force me to take on last minute or a ton of work a lot of the time, like he did when I was younger. I pointed out recent times he messed up chores because he often had me cover for him last minute. He got mad and threatened to kick me out of the house if I was disrespectful. He then apologized after I confronted him. But I was on edge for months after, and I'd bring it up. He would still try to blame his words on my attitude and claimed we hadn't discussed it after the incident. Then, a few weeks back, he apologized in a way that sounded really sincere. I wasn't sure if I should let my guard down. As I have told my parents, even if one problem gets resolved, something else happens to cause a problem or make me feel like his mindset has not really changed. Since I was younger, my dad has been very physically affectionate. I didn't mind that, and I was very affectionate with him too. But there are many times I didn't want him to touch me, and he would still touch me or hug me. Sometimes, he would do it more than a dozen times an evening. He wasn't touching my privates. When I was 12, my mom got upset with him and confronted him. In between the conversation, I went to use the bathroom. We were in one bedroom with an attached bathroom at the time. He came into the bathroom and bent down briefly and looked under at me using the toilet. Mom got more upset, yelled at him, then left us for a few minutes to talk. While we were alone, he said he had no idea what she was talking about. Then, when she came back, I assured her everything was fine. Stupid mistake on my part. Then, fast forward a while, I started suspecting that he was touching me inappropriately in my sleep. But I never caught him, and I honestly don't know for sure if he was. I think one night I caught his hand leaving my pants, and I was stunned, but I don't know for sure. I don't even remember how old I was, just that it was after I turned 13, because of the house we'd moved into at the time. I started sleeping next to him at night, but trying to stay awake so I could catch him to see if he was actually doing something. One day, during the daytime, while Mom was out, he sandwiched me against a kitchen wall and kissed me once on the lips. It wasn't a quick peck and done. Then, he took me into our office bedroom, and we sat down. He asked me if something was wrong, and I said no. He didn't go any further. I've written about this before, and I have sought help. But every time I try to seek help, it doesn't work out. Today, I talked to my parents about it all, first with both my parents, then with just Mom. Dad was calm and apologized. I got upset, saying that he's apologized before but the actions and patterns continue. Mom told him to act on his apology, rather than say it. Mom was really sad that she didn't remember the bathroom incident. She was on my side, like she'd been before, without jumping to incriminate Dad either. I wasn't hugely accusing, I think, either. I did say that, considering the fact that he continues to touch me several times within a few minutes after I tell him to stop, it doesn't feel like he's just doing it out of habit because of personality. Mom said that, when she had confronted Dad just for touching me, she had gotten mad at Dad, but that she was just taking out the anger of a lot of circumstances out on him. She explained several incidents that I'd heard about that made him look fishy, but they weren't his fault. I said I was willing to consider the past, major incidents to be misunderstandings. But the even present touching me after we agreed to set boundaries made things a bit suspicious. Mom said that how I felt was valid. She said that if I felt uncomfortable and those things happened, then she would talk to him. She asked if we could give him 3 days and watch his behavior, and then she would talk to him. Amidst all that, I told her I was confused. I didn't want to let the matter go, but I wasn't extremely accusing either, I feel like. I also used a backup account just to ask about the touching, without mentioning the other details, so I could have a different perspective. A good number of the people who interacted on my post thought I was overreacting. Some agreed I should have boundaries. A couple were strong about me maintaining boundaries and defending myself. One guy listened to my explanation and changed from saying that I was overreacting to saying sorry and that I was not. Other people downvoted my explanation defense still. Edit, Mom being a witness to the bathroom incident was my biggest factor. But now that she doesn't remember, I've got less to go on. If things do work out and I feel like I can trust him, our relationship won't be affected. I know because I've brought up this once before and let it go because I wasn't sure enough to go through with it. And he's clearly not been deterred from being physical with me. Also, in my other post, I mentioned how Dad was trying to get past me quickly and dug his fingers in me hard enough to hurt. He apologized, but I was still upset that he used enough force to hurt. Since I'm thick-skinned and a bit strong, it takes some amount of force. When I told Mom, she said he did it on purpose and that she'd talk to him. This happened a couple days ago. My bottom line is that I just want to know how to feel. I don't know if I'm viewing this the wrong way, especially since my parents were very open and apologetic. And, though they'd always been nice, they've changed a lot over the years to be better. And it's caused friction that I overanalyze every word, expression, or action from him. On the other hand, I'm tired of the cycle of being upset, letting things go, then having some other action or behavior come up that make me think he hasn't really changed, then being upset again.